What is going on, everybody? This was at least part of the start of the episode was pretty interesting. So let's not waste time. Dom and Mac are divorced. It's over. And this one played out kind of weird. Last week we ended on the cliffhanger between Pastor Cal asking if they wanted to get a divorce. And you could just see like how immature, how petulant, how spoiled bratty Domynique was looking at Pastor Cal. Like, just knew that she was just totally done with this situation. And she actually decided that she wanted to get a divorce. Very, very, very bizarre that, like, what we went through, like 13 seasons of this show with everybody, maybe things fall apart and people like don't live with each other or whatever. But I don't think there was ever divorces before decision day. And I think it was 2 seasons ago we had Alyssa, decided she wanted out before the end of the first day of the marriage and then was just a horrible, horrible human being while telling us how much of a good person she was. And now we have Domynique. She is piecing out of this marriage. She's gone. And honestly, good riddance. Like, I think that after this, even if they come back, we're not talking about them. We're not talking about Domynique and Mackinley as far as I'm concerned. They are done with this season. We're only going to pop back onto the topic when we finally get to see what actually goes down between Clint and Domynique, which I'm guessing is going to be after, like way late in the season, after Gina and Clint is already done. Speaking of that, we might as well jump over to Gina and Clint. Gina moved in. We ended last week with Gina saying, like, I don't feel comfortable. I'm not doing it. I'm not moving in. And, like, that's just bizarre to me. Like, that should be part of the contract that they at least have to move into the apartment building. Like, maybe there's a scenario they don't feel safe around the person that they're matched with. It's like, okay, have an extra apartment ready for them. Have somewhere they can go. They do at least have 2 bedrooms in the apartment so that Gina and Clint, they don't have to sleep in the same bed. And I think that's totally fine. You agreed to be on the show. And, it's basically like getting a job, like an 8-week job, and like her not moving in is basically her saying like, yeah, I'd love to be paid for this job, but I really just can't be bothered to show up for work. That's what that really felt like to me. And, Gina, seeing how she's all about work, she should be able to appreciate that at least a little bit. So anyways, Gina does end up moving in. We saw Clint. I feel like Clint has like totally changed his attitude and Gina has not. Like, Gina's like, they both screwed up on the honeymoon. I think we can all agree there. Gina and Clint both messed up big time on the honeymoon. And now it feels like Clint is trying to make up for that. Clint is trying to apologize for his actions. And Gina is doing nothing to atone for her actions and now holding Clint to this high standard that she's just going to expect more and more and more and more and more from him. And nothing is going to go back the other way. Yeah, I'm a little bit on Team Clint again after Gina just refuses to take accountability for her actions. And we're really, for this couple, I feel like just waiting until the next fight, the next moment in time where they're ready to get divorced. It's coming. I don't think these two are going to make it beyond decision day. I'm not even sure they're going to make it to decision day, but time will tell. Let's jump over to our third couple. Maybe we should call this one the thruple. Jasmine, Eris, and Felina. Of course, Felina is back. production just can't keep her off the TV screen. Thankfully, she didn't come to the Friends get together. That would have been an absolute disaster. And that was a weird conversation. Like, I don't know what everybody else's life is like, but I do not talk about sex with my cousins. It's not on my radar. It's like not an appropriate topic. Like, I don't spend all my time with my cousins, but when I see my cousins, it's like, hey, how's the family? How's your job? How's life? So tell me about your sex life, or how much sex are you having with your partner? Not just a weird conversation between Eris and Felina. Did not like it. Made me feel a little gross, to be honest. And Felina, like, the more we see her, the more she talks, the more she comes off as just a very, very trashy person, not willing to give Jasmine the time of the day, not willing to think that Eris could possibly actually want this to work. Is this couple going to work long term? Probably not, but at least give some support. Like, this is a person who allegedly you want in your life. Like try to support them at least a little bit. Don't just be like, yeah, no, you're not ready. You shouldn't be married. You shouldn't have done this. More approach it as, hey, here are some things, some skills and tools that I think you could improve on to increase your odds of having a successful marriage. But we don't see that at all. And then from that we went into this whole situation where Felina said she wasn't coming to the party, and Eris then goes home and just immediately says to Jasmine, yeah, I invited Felina to the party. And Jasmine's like, I don't want her at the party. And they have this whole mini fight, and then Eris is like, yeah, she said she's not going to come to the party. What was going on there? Like, just come out and say it. Just be like, hey, Felina's not coming to the party. The end. Done. It's over. Move on to the next topic, because, like Domynique and Mackinley, we don't want to see Felina on this show ever again. Two more couples, Nicole and Chris. I'm starting to think Chris doesn't realize that some of his words and actions could be hurtful to Nicole. What I'm referring to here in particular is the Hawaiian shirt thing. So Nicole had matching shirts for them that she wanted to wear at the party, and Chris was wishy-washy about it, and Nicole was very much like, hey, if you don't want to do it, that's okay, blah, blah, blah. And then we got to the party, and there was just some little comments that Chris made. I thought it was a little stupid, like things along those lines. But Chris needs to remember, what he's saying there is what his wife did, he thought was stupid. And that could be insulting to her. That could be like little cuts like that could start to erode on that marriage. And Chris might just be oblivious to the words coming out of his mouth. Like, I know me as an individual, I will say things on occasion and not even realize that what I said, could have been hurtful or, not well received by someone else. And, to me in that moment, just missed that social cue, absolutely missed that social cue. And I think that Chris needs to be careful about that moving forward. It was weird to hear Nicole say that Chris is constantly appeasing her, when really what we've seen on the show is the other way around. Like, we've seen Nicole caving to Chris over and over and over again. So it was weird to hear Nicole, say that Chris has really been you giving in to her every little whim, because that's not what we've seen. You look at the conversations in the comment section on any Married at First Sight video, on Reddit, wherever. And, you know, people have been concerned that Nicole is just constantly caving in and giving Chris what he wants. So it was very strange to hear that from Nicole's point of view, it's been the other way around, because really we have not seen that yet. So I just thought that was a little interesting. Overall, still our best couple by a significant margin, and I think they will be for the duration of the season. Lastly, we have Kirsten and Shaquille. Didn't even write any notes for them, so they weren't even interesting enough to make one line on my notes. So we're just not even going to talk about them. Kristen and Shaquille, cool. Kristen, Kirsten, whatever. She's so boring. Like, do we even need to worry about remembering what her name is? Like, she's so irrelevant on the show right now that, yeah, whatever. Let's just watch Nicole and Chris. Let's cancel all the rest of the couples. None of them are going to make it long term. Let's just do Nicole and Chris, and let's bring in like two other couples. See what happens. Let's just keep bringing in like two new couples every week until we get like one decent match, and ride it out for the 8 weeks, because this is ridiculous. You know, we're going to have to go through whatever it is, 7-8 more episodes of just watching these relationships deteriorate. You know, some of them might trick themselves into saying yes on decision day. I think Jasmine and Eris could be a couple that falls into that category. Gina and Clint, they're going to be done. Kirsten and Shaquille, like, I can't, right now, the trajectory they're going, I can't possibly see them saying yes on decision day. She's clearly not attracted to him, and he also irritates her. So, like, why would they stay together? Just don't get it. But anyways, at this point, I'm just rambling. Let's shut this video down. As always, everybody, thank you so much for watching, and I'm out.